Welcome, time for the resumption of action here on day 2 of the UCI Track Cycling World Championships for the Masters here at the National Cycling Centre in Manchester. Welcome back. You were with us earlier in the day. If you just arrived, then you're in for a treat. We've got lots of action on the track over the next few hours, including numerous finals. Speaking of finals, we've got our first one on track right now. It's the men's time trial final, age category 55 through 59. First heat already on track, and rider starting in the home straight will be Steve Day representing Great Britain. His opponent, Scott Slorak, also representing Great Britain, starts in the back straight. 500 metres, 2 laps of the track. Should also give a nice welcome to our viewers who are tuning into our YouTube live stream for this afternoon session. We hope you're going to enjoy the action yet to come. So the countdown has commenced, 50-second countdown to get the riders away from the line. Quick fire, 2 laps of the track, fastest 3 riders take the medals, gold, silver and bronze. So heat 1 of the 13 heats that make up this men's time trial final gets underway. Steve Day in the home straight, Scott Slorak in the back straight. Over such a short distance, a standing start event, it's critical, of course, to get the best possible start you can. It looks like Slorak got away marginally faster than Day. Completion of the opening lap, advantage for the back straight rider, Scott Slorak. Can see Day lift his pace in the second 250 metres. Half a lap away from the finish, still advantage back straight and Scott Slorak. Looks like he's going to post the fastest time in this opening heat. Across the line in a time of 40.243 for Scott Slorak, and the time for Steve Day, 41.585. From an all-British Heat 1, we shall turn our attention now to Heat 2, which is an all-American battle between Charles Kyle, who will start in the home straight, and Michael Tharp, who will start in the back straight.
Trying to figure it out.
So the countdown clock ticking for our second heat. Charles Kyle and Michael Tharp. Charles Kyle's feet still being cinched into the pedals here with 10 seconds to go. So swift work by the assistant, Charles Kyle, and he's cleanly away, as is his opponent, Michael Tharp. Both USA-based riders. Kyle made the fastest start of these two. assess his pace after the opening lap. Well, Tharp faster than Kyle at the completion of the first 250 metres. 3/4 of the way around and heading for the finish line. It's going to be Michael Tharp will get the first new fastest time, 37.608 for Michael Tharp of the United States, and second fastest time for Charles Kyle in 38.367. So the standings after the first two heats displayed on the big screen for you, showing the order of Tharp, Kyle, Slorak and Day. Next heat comes to the track, and taking the start in the home straight will be Stephen Vela representing the United States, and his opponent from Great Britain in the back straight will be Ian Davidson. As soon as the bike is secured in the gate, then the starter raises the 50-second countdown can begin. During that period, the rider has to get on board and get themselves settled and ready to start. Both riders look good to go. Inside 30 seconds. Michael Tharp's time 37.608 from the preceding heat, the current fastest. Don't underestimate the power required to cleanly depart from the starting gate. Can't afford to lose a millisecond in this very short event. Good start is vital to make progress towards a potential medal. Vela in the home straight, Davidson in the back straight. Ooh, pretty even as they went through the line there, but our scoring system, of course, separating them to the advantage of Davidson. But by sight, they're almost on terms here. Speeding towards completion, and it's third fastest time for Ian Davidson of Great Britain in 38.783, and fourth fastest time for Stephen Vela of the United States in 39.426. So neither able to challenge the two fastest times at the moment. Still Michael Tharp tops our leaderboard. Heat 4 of the 13 heats that make up this men's time trial final is coming to the track now. Starting in the home straight and representing the United States of America will be Barry Linder, and his opponent from Great Britain in the back straight, Ian Barton. So as you saw a few moments ago in the preceding heat, the rider's assistants taking time just to make sure those feet are secured to the pedals, such as the power put through the pedals, particularly at the start. Relying solely on clipless attachment is always a dangerous move, so often secured by the addition of a Velcro strap as well. Clean departure for both riders in heat number 4. Barry Lindler of the United States and Ian Barton of Great Britain. It's Barton who's made marginally faster start, second fastest away from the line so far. See if we can keep the momentum going through the second lap. Barton in the yellow and grey colours. And he's on approach to the finish line in the back straight. He's going to get there first, and his time is second fastest, 38.111 for Ian Barton of Great Britain. And the time for Barry Lindler of the United States, 39.173. Good enough for fifth place at this stage in the competition. So we move on to Heat 5 next. Taking the start in the home straight, representing Estonia will be Tanu Ord. And his opponent from the United States, starting in the back straight, will be Eric Brown. So Estonia versus the United States, Tanu Ord versus Eric Brown in Heat 5. Still the fastest time stands to Michael Thorpe of the USA in 37.608. Brisk start by the Estonian rider in the home straight. Fastest opening lap too, 21.090 for Tanu Ord of Estonia. So is Thorpe's lead under threat here. Second fastest time for Eric Brown at the same point. And at completion of the ride, we have a new leader. He is Tanu Ord of Estonia in 36.606. And into second place goes Eric Brown of the United States in 36.851. So coming to the start line now in the home straight, and representing Ireland is Liam Collins, and his opponent in the back straight from France is Eric Gomez. Liam Collins in the extra aero black outfit of Ireland, and Eric Gomez in the more colourful jersey for France. Let's see if that aero advantage has worked for Liam Collins at the end of the opening lap. Second fastest. Gomez is fifth fastest after the first 250 metres. to the second half of this time trial. And it looks as though it will be Collins who'll just get the better of Gomet, but only third fastest for Collins at this stage. Liam Collins in 36.912. And the time for Eric Gomet of France is 37.508. So the current standings on the board, with Tanu Ord of Estonia leading Eric Brown of the United States, and Liam Collins of Ireland slots it into third place. Heat 7 next on track. Both riders from the United States. In the home straight it'll be Brian Haas, and in the back straight, Aram Baizi. So Heat 7 springs into action with Aram Baizi of the United States making the fastest start. Still ahead, in fact, fastest at the completion of the first lap for Baizi. Can he keep it going through the second half? Haas in third spot. Baizi into his finishing straight and across the line. New fastest time for Aram Baizi of the United States in 35.378. And third fastest for Brian Haas, 36.619. So that will rejig the top of the leaderboard now, with Aram Baizi of the United States taking up the lead position, pushing the Estonian Tanu Ord down to second place. Six more heats to go. Incidentally, the World Masters best time for this discipline, held by Jeff Stoker of Australia, it was taken back on the 6th of April in 2019 in Aguascalientes in Mexico, so a track that's at altitude. So the time of 33.538 is the current World Masters best time for the 500-metre standing start time trial. Coming to the track now, and starting in the home straight for the USA is Michael Paulin, and his opponent from Switzerland in the back straight is Domenico Semeraro. Heat 8 is off and running. Riders seeded into these heats, so the faster riders should come towards the end of this classification. The Swiss colours of the rider who started in the back straight, Semeraro. And he is just behind the pace of Michael Paulin of the United States, who started in the home straight. Half a lap to go for each of them. Paulin still second place and Semeraro third. And as they come to the end of the ride, let's see if those situations prevail. Yes, they do. Second place still for Michael Paulin in 35.854. Slight problem with the timing for Domenico Semeraro of Switzerland. We'll confirm that for you momentarily. And confirmation the time for Domenico Semeraro of Switzerland in the back straight was 38.142. Heat 9 for Italy, and starting in the home straight will be Franco Della Mura, and his opponent from the United States in the back straight, Fred Stanage. Italy versus USA in Heat 9. Franco Della Mura and Fred Stanage. Time to beat, still that of Aram Bayazia of the United States, 35.378. Stanage only 7th fastest at the intermediate point. And Della Mura shy of the pace as well. So Fred Stanage 5th fastest, 36.743. And the time for Franco Della Mura of Italy was 43.632. So no change in the standings as a result of that heat. We've got 4 more heats to go. First of which, Heat 10, will be an all-French affair with Frank Calcas starting in the home straight and Laurent Gaucher in the back straight. So both riders similarly attired in black, but Calcas in the home straight has the white helmet. Plenty of aerodynamic gear in evidence for Frank Calcas. Let's see how effective it is over the 2 laps of this time trial. Coming around already to complete the first one. And his split time fastest, 19.813, the first sub-20-second split I think we've seen so far in this competition. So Calcas speeding around the track here. 4th fastest for Gaucher, but Calcas is on approach to the finish line and will stop the clock in a new fastest time of 34.232 for Frank Calcas of France. And 4th fastest time for his fellow countryman Laurent Gaucher in a time of 35.907. So Calcas goes to the top of the leaderboard, pushing Bayazia of the United States down to 2nd, and Paulin, also of the United States, now in 3rd place. 3 more heats to go. Starting in the home straight in this one is the rider who took the bronze medal at the British National Masters titles at the Geraint Thomas National Velodrome of Wales at the end of June, beginning of July this year, Chris Pyatt. And his opponent in the back straight, representing the United States, is Brian Abbas.
It's like the curtain, I think, that's sticky. But that way it's not too bad. Yeah, so when they go around, I don't know.
So Pyatt versus Abbas in heat 11. Just 2 to go after this one. Chris Pyatt does a lot of riding on the outdoor track at Newcastle-under-Lyme. And also a lot of riding here in the National Cycling Centre here in Manchester as well. But Abbas is the fastest of the two currently, third fastest in fact for Abbas at this stage. So work to do for Great Britain's Chris Pyatt here. And Abbas claws his way into second spot with a time of 34.978 for Brian Abbas of the United States. And sixth fastest for Chris Pyatt in 36.451. Next to go will be heat 12, starting in the home straight. The current British National Masters champion for this discipline, taking the gold medal at Newport earlier this year for Lee Rowe. And his opponent in the back straight for the United States of America will be Kirk Robinson. And Kirk Robinson finished just outside the medals in the Masters in Los Angeles last year in 4th place. His time on that occasion was 36.082. You'll need to improve on that considerably this occasion if you want to figure in the battle for the medals here. So the penultimate heat gets underway. The British National Masters champion in the home straight, Lee Rowe versus Kirk Robinson of the United States. 34.232 the target. Completion of the opening lap. And Rowe is faster than the current leader at this equivalent distance. Just dropping a little bit though in the second half. So a very fast start, but slipping a little for Rowe. He'll come through the line in second fastest time of 34.904 for Luke Rowe of Great Britain. And the time for Kirk Robinson of the United States, seventh fastest in 35.987. So one more heat to go, and these two riders both figured in the medals at the World Masters in Los Angeles last year. In fact, taking the gold medal on that occasion, and we'll start in the home straight for Australia is Chris Murray, and his opponent, fellow countryman and last year's silver medalist, Alan Townsend. 13th and last heat underway. All eyes on the track to see if either of these riders can displace those at the top of the standings after the preceding 12 heats. Murray recorded 33.746 on the way to the gold medal in LA last year. Speeding round to complete his opening lap, and he is fastest, 19.505 for the opening 250 metres. And fourth fastest at the moment for Alan Townsend, but here comes Chris Murray. Can he keep that pace going? Across the line he goes, 33.799. That's good enough for gold for Australia for Chris Murray. He takes the men's 55 to 59 time trial gold medal. The only sub-34 second ride. Second place for Frank Kalkas of France, and third for Lee Rowe of Great Britain.
I think that stresses me out a bit more.
So more time trial action to come in a few minutes' time when we move up an age category to the 60 to 64 years of age riders. But before that, we will turn our attention back to the ongoing sprint battle, a competition which began yesterday at the start of yesterday's first session of racing here at these 27th World Masters titles. It is the men's 50 to 54 sprint competition, and we have reached the finals. The first match on the track will be match one in the bronze medal final. A little bit of an upset earlier in the day because the defending champion from last year found himself beaten by Marcel Laurens of Germany on two occasions. So Ryuji Ichimoto of Japan is in the bronze medal final, where he'll meet Daniel Ricard. Best of three. Ricard on the outside, Ichimoto on the inside. As we always emphasise at the start of these best of three sprint matches, it's always good to get the first win under your belt, because it puts the pressure on your opponent for the second match. They have to win it to force a decider. Ichimoto has led away, as he is obliged to do, having drawn the inside position, unless the rider on the outside elects to go past him, which he's perfectly entitled to do. They must complete that first half lap at walking pace or better, which they have also completed that particular requirement as well. And they can come to a halt to try and force the back rider to come to the front, but on no more than two occasions, and for no more than 30 seconds duration per standstill. So I don't think there's been a lot of hanging about in this one. Ichimoto practicing the fine art of the sprinter, which involves riding forwards whilst looking backwards. That's one of the drawbacks of being at the front. My second wheel is the favoured one in the early laps of the sprint competition. Ricard taking full advantage of that, prowling up and down the track behind his opponent. The element of surprise very much on his side. Ichimoto trying to preempt that, raising himself out of the saddle, ejecting a little bit more pace here. Once the sprint is fully committed, the rider who's inside that red line must stay in it, and his opponent has to go around the outside. If he wants to pass him, Ricard's left himself a lot of work to do here. Ichimoto at the bottom of the track, the shortest run to the line, and the Japanese rider, last year's champion, is going to take match one in the bronze medal final against Daniel Ricard of Australia. So the gold medal final, match one. Marcel Laurens, who was the bronze medal winner in Los Angeles last year, representing Germany, will take on the rider who rode to victory here back in 2019 when he was in the 45 to 49 age category in the sprint. From Latvia, Ainars Kiksis is his opponent. Ainars Kiksis being delivered to the line here. Looks like he's drawn the outside position. Just enough space to squeeze him between Michael Laurens and the trackside fence. Just a few moments while Ainars Kiksis gathers his thoughts, trying to out-psych his opponent in the meantime. Laurens gazes impassively behind that tinted visor. Both riders now ready. Starter's whistle gets them underway. Laurens to lead this one away from the line. Kiksis more than happy for him to do that. In fact, he takes up position a couple of bike lengths behind the German rider. Both riders doing pretty much the minimum speed you can without ending up in the upside down position here. Hence the reason they're sticking right to the bottom of the banking. Very tactical first half lap. Just about walking pace. Our commissaire in the back straight making sure that they are exceeding his pace. Kiksis takes a little bit more attention now. Trying to upset his opponent by moving to left and right behind him. Feigning an attacking move, but Laurens is wise enough to spot that one. Maintaining a steady course at the bottom. Into the back straight. Kiksis in those grey and maroon colours. The Latvian rider got a great turn of speed. Being the World Masters best time record holder for the 200 metre time trial. And he begins his move. He's got to go around the outside of Laurens. Beginning to draw level as they come into corner 3. But still Laurens of Germany has the best position on the track here. Kiksis drops in behind him and concedes that one coming out of corner 4. So to the delight of the German contingent here, the rider from Germany last year's bronze medalist Marcel Laurens takes first blood against Ainars Kiksis, the 2019 champion. So after that brief dose of sprinting, we'll return our attention to men's time trial action. We'll up the age category to 60 to 64. 15 heats to be completed in this one. Distance remains at 500 metres or 2 laps of the track. And as with the preceding time trial, it's the fastest 3 riders who will take the medals at the end of the 15 heats. So Mexico and Great Britain are represented in the first heat. I know we've got a great Mexican contingent here in the home straight. They brought lots of noise-making equipment with them as well. So I expect a rousing departure for Fernando Lopez Ayala, who represents Mexico in the home straight. And in the back straight for Great Britain, Simon Bailey. So the bike's being brought out onto track here. Once they're secured in the starting gate, the 50-second countdown will commence. Inside 30 seconds to the start of this first heat. So lots of noise to greet the departure of Fernando Lopez Ayala of Mexico. His opponent Simon Bailey of Great Britain also underway as well. In fact, he's made a marginally faster start than his Mexican opponent. British supporter slightly more reserved, but good work being done by Simon Bailey. He is half a lap away from completion of his ride. He still has the advantage. Fastest time at the moment in this opening heat. And it looks like he's going to take this one out. So it's victory for Simon Bailey of Great Britain, 40.026 in the opening heat. But the celebrations of the Mexicans, a good time for Fernando Lopez Ayala in 41.015 for Mexico. Australia is our destination for Heat 2, both riders from the land down under. We've got George Prosalentis, who will start in the home straight, and Alec Millett in the back straight. So just taking a little time to position the bike for George Prosalentis. countdown at 35 seconds. Heat 2 gets underway. One thing I can say for certain, the winner of this heat will be from Australia, but will it be George Prosalentis or Alec Millett? We'll find out in 2 laps' time. Let's see who's got the better start. Millett is quicker away from the line. In fact, quickest of the 2 heats so far. Still ahead at the halfway mark for Alec Millett. And it looks as though Millett will take this one from Prosalentis. Time 38.855 for Alec Millett and 40.665 for George Prosalentis. So Alec Millett is our new leader, pushing Simon Bailey down to second. And George Prosalentis third fastest. Heat 3 in the home straight for Hungary is Sandor Szilágyi, and in the back straight for Great Britain, John Berry. Szilágyi of Hungary and Berry of Great Britain underway in Heat 3. Berry has made the fastest start, both riders electing to use aerodynamic extensions on the handlebars. Not a lot of time to be settled on those aero bars, but it all counts, of course, in a short distance event like this. And it's still in favour of John Berry of Great Britain. He's only third fastest, but he's considerably faster than Szilágyi at the moment. And Berry will complete the ride in second fastest time, 39.789. So he came good in the final lap, did John Berry of Great Britain. And the time for Sandor Szilágyi of Hungary was 42.983. Next up, Heat 4, featuring in the home straight, representing Great Britain, Alistair Ogg, and his opponent in the back straight, representing the United States of America, is Wilhelmus Zegers. So shouts of encouragement as the riders leave the start line here. Alistair Ogg and Wilhelmus Zegers. Alec Millis still our leader in 38.855. And Ogg is through the line in the back straight, but it's Zegers who's ahead. So Wilhelmus Zegers of the United States looks as though he has got the beating of Alistair Ogg of Great Britain. Just dipping his head as he goes over the line of the back straight. 37.033, new fastest time for Wilhelmus Zegers of the United States of America. And the time for Alistair Ogg was 40.322. On to heat 5 of the 15 heats that make up this men's 60 to 64 time trial final. And starting in the home straight for Great Britain will be Chris Shaw, and his opponent representing Argentina. And starting in the back straight is Carlos Daniel Lobruto, who finished in 10th spot at the World Masters in Los Angeles last year. Well, Chris Shaw easing away from the line. So to his opponent, Carlos Daniel Lobruto, already fighting with his bike though as he comes down the home straight. He's made a much faster start than Shaw. Shaw even now settles into his aerodynamic position. Lobruto though is eating up the boards here pretty rapidly. Shaw just 10th fastest at the moment, and Lobruto, he's 2nd fastest. Won't be far off the catch here, but he'll get to the line before he encounters his opponent. But a good ride from Carlos Daniel Lobruto of Argentina, 2nd fastest in 38.565. The time for Chris Shaw of Great Britain was 45.090. Another Great Britain-Argentina encounter in Heat 6. John Hansen will take the start for the home nation in the home straight. And Ruben Oscar Coelli of Argentina, he will start in the back straight. John Hansen for Great Britain, Ruben Oscar Coelli of Argentina. Hansen on board his Holdsworth bicycle. Want to check out some nice bike and bike-related equipment, do visit our outlet on the concourse here. Our good friends from the Bike Lounge got a great display of bikes and cycling equipment up there for you to check out. It's on corner 4 on the spectator concourse. Ruben Oscar Coeli, 4th fastest. John Hansen, 10th fastest currently. So once again, it's victory for Argentina in this heat, but only 5th fastest time for Ruben Oscar Coeli in 39.999. And the time for John Hansen of Great Britain was 42.782. So the leaderboard unchanged by that most recent heat. Next come to the track in Heat 7, starting in the home straight, representing Latvia, will be Andis Ležins. And for the United States of America, in the back straight, Thomas Wigington. Heat 7, and as the speed picks up, let's see who's fastest at the opening split. Oh, it's a good start from Thomas Wigington. Fastest start we've seen so far, and this lane's a little slower for Latvia. First full lap completed, Wigington is still ahead. Thomas Wigington of the United States of America just dropping to second fastest with half a lap to go. And this lane's of Latvia still languishing in 9th spot. And at completion of that one, the time for Thomas Wigington, second fastest in 37.708. And the time for Andis Ležins of Latvia was 40.341. Well, that was only the second sub-38-second ride in this men's time trial final so far. We've just seen from Thomas Wigington, the other rider, of course, the one who leads the standings at the moment. Also from the United States, Wilhelmus Zegers, the current leader in 37.033. Gary Matthews is the man on board the machine in the home straight for Great Britain. His opponent in the back straight for Norway is Bjorn Andersen. Well, someone's not wound the clock fully, stopping on 3 seconds. Slightly unnerving for Gary Matthews in the home straight. So here we go again. That's better. We are underway with the next heat. Gary Matthews and Bjorn Andersen. Well, Bjorn Andersen took a bronze medal here last night in the men's 60-64 scratch race. Looking to add some glory here in the time trial. Second fastest with a lap to go, so doing a good ride so far. And from Norway, still with the upper hand. Gary Matthews will finish somewhat further down the standings in sixth place, in fact. So a new leader for Bjorn Andersen. The scratch race bronze medalist takes a time of 36.542 into the battle for the medals. And the time for Gary Matthews is 39.234. Heat 9 next on track in the home straight. For France is Thierry Morgando, and his opponent in the back straight for Brazil is Geraldo Marin de Reis Jr. Heat 9, Thierry Morgando of France and Geraldo Marin de Reis Jr. of Brazil. A name that takes almost as long to say as it takes the riders to complete a lap of the track here. And coming around for completion of a aforementioned lap. And it is advantage for France marginally. Both riders, though, off the required pace to challenge for a medal at the moment. And a Herculean task to improve that performance in the remaining 250 metres. But moral victory awaits for one of them. And I think it's going to be Brazil. 14th fastest overall for Geraldo Marin de Reis Jr. of Brazil and Thierry Morgando of France in a time of 41.347 in 15th fastest time. So 6 heats to go in this men's time trial 60-64 final. Heat 10, and starting in the home straight for Great Britain will be Adrian Ward. His opponent, also representing Great Britain in the back straight, will be Brian Fudge. So just one rider betted 37 seconds so far. Bjorn Andersen, our current leader of Norway. Next two riders on track to try and challenge that. Well, second fastest for Adrian Ward at the completion of the opening lap. So Ward taking a good opening, 250 metres. Can he bring it home in a similarly good effort? We shall find out momentarily. Here he comes. And across the line he goes, fourth fastest. He's losing a little bit of ground in that second lap. His time 37.770, and the time for Brian Fudge in the back straight, fifth fastest in 38.196. So the next heat ready to start here. Representing Great Britain in the home straight will be Simon Schmidt, and his opponent finished 7th in the time trial in Los Angeles last year at the World Masters. Representing the United States of America is Kenneth Todd. Schmidt in the red and black in the home straight, and Kenneth Todd dark blue and green in the back straight. And Todd's made a good start here, fastest opening half lap for him. He's kept that lead at the end of the first full lap. Schmidt second fastest, so this is a brisk heat here. Could change the standings at the top of the leaderboard. And Kenneth Todd still ahead. He's going to be first across the line in the back straight. New fastest time, 36.541. So Kenneth Todd goes to the top of the classification. And fourth fastest for Simon Schmidt in 37.704. So that's laid down a new benchmark for the others to take aim at from Kenneth Todd, 36.541. 2 seconds faster than his 7th place ride in LA last year. Next heat on track in the home straight, number 367, representing Finland is Rijo Kahari, and his opponent, number 374 in the back straight from France, is Guy Manzio. pretty even start for these two. Unfortunately, the heat not displayed on the board. There you go. So let's see at the end of the opening lap who's ahead. Unfortunately, the timing hasn't started on the scoreboard, so I have to rely on manual time, which I shall relay to you at the end of the ride. So I have to rely, as we will, looking at the rider's position on the track, see who is ahead, and I think it's going to be back straight just by smallest of margins. Bear with us, and we'll confirm the times for you. Well, we have a new leader, and it is Guy Manzio of France, 36.253. New second place, Orejo Kahari of Finland in 36.362. So that pushes Kenneth Todd into third spot, and into fourth place, Bjorn Andersen. Heat 13 for Great Britain will be Mark Whiffin starting in the home straight, and for Belgium, Luc Nouwen will start in the back straight. So Mark Whiffin faster away in this heat. Nouwen only 23rd fastest here, and he's had a problem, as you can see. And Mark Whiffin is 6th fastest, 37.178 for Mark Whiffin of Great Britain. Luc Nouwen failing to complete the ride. So Luc Nouwen's bike will be inspected by one of our event commissaires to determine if the failure is sufficient to provide him with the opportunity for a rerun. Meanwhile, the competition will continue with the next heat. Adrian Dent of Great Britain will meet Carlos Daniel Zicavo of Argentina. 3rd and 4th in Los Angeles last year. Bronze medal for Adrian Dent and 4th for Carlos Daniel Zicavo. Dent's time on that occasion was 36.189 and Zicavo's 36.451. inside the 25-second countdown for heat number 14. Dent and Zicavo depart from the start line on the respective sides of the track, aiming to better that 36.253 of Guy Manziot, the current leader for France. Opening lap, Zicavo is faster, both than Dent and indeed Manziot. So this looks like an interesting battle here in this penultimate heat. Looks like Zicavo just lost a little bit of ground in that lap as Dent gets across the line ahead of him. New leader for Adrian Dent, 35.905, the first sub-36-second ride in this time trial final. Adrian Dent goes to the top of the leaderboard with one heat remaining. So one more heat to go to potentially decide the medals in this time trial final, because we have the gold and silver medal winners from last year at the Masters in Los Angeles in the United States, matched once again in this final heat. Starting in the home straight, the defending champion and holder of the World Masters best time for this discipline. Time he established in competition here. Last time the Masters were in Manchester back in 2019. Gary Mandy of Australia, 33.942, his World Masters best time. His opponent, Jeff Stoker of Australia, silver medalist in Los Angeles last year, and a rider who is also a holder of a World Masters best time in his age category a couple of years ago. So can they make the podium once again this year? Gary Mandy with memories of that World Masters best time last time he rode on the boards of the National Cycling Centre in Manchester back in 2019. He's made the fastest start of the two. Stoker just fourth fastest here. Gary Mandy powering away from the line. First lap completed for Mandy. It is still fastest. Stoker up to third fastest now. Both these Australians powering around the track, but it's still the upper hand for Gary Mandy in the back straight as he comes under the scoreboard for the final time, lining up for the finish. Can he take the gold medal? Here he comes across the line, and yes, new fastest time, 34.651 for Gary Mandy. The only rider to beat 35 seconds in this final. So Mandy takes gold with 34.651. Jeff Stoker takes the silver in 35.332, and Adrian Dent the bronze with 35.905. So a repeat of the situation from 12 months ago. In terms of the medals, exactly the same. That Gary Mandy taking the gold, Jeff Stoker the silver, and Adi Dent taking the bronze, reflecting the same result from Los Angeles 12 months ago. So back to sprinting, and it is match 2 in the bronze medal final for the men's sprint 50 to 54 years of age category. Daniel Ricard of Australia and Ryuji Ichimoto of Japan. Ichimoto was the rider who won the first match. So Ricard has to take this one to square it and take it to a third and decisive encounter. Sporting handshake between the two coaches on the line here. Ricard leading away. Ichimoto just half a bike length or so behind, following in his wheel tracks. First lap completed. Ichimoto looked to move underneath, but Ricard defended that position by saying, okay, if you're going to do that, you're going to be off the track. So Ichimoto rethinks that tactic, takes a higher position down the back straight. Ricard trying to keep him in the box. Ichimoto with just a wheel in front, but the higher position on the track. He can use that banking to sweep down and try and overhaul Ricard. Ricard, though, defending the sprinter's line, forcing Ichimoto to go around the outside. And it is the Australian who has the shorter run to the line here. Ichimoto's not going to go over the top of him in the final run to the line, I don't think. So it will be all square with one match each as Daniel Ricard hits back against Ryuji Ichimoto. So that will go to a third and decisive match. .191 for the closing 200 metres, a speed of 63.627 kilometres per hour. Well, a little bit of a surprise outcome perhaps in the opening match for the gold medal final, because Einars Kixis found himself beaten by Marcel Laurens of Germany, outpaced to the line. Laurens, of course, the bronze medalist from LA last year. Einars Kixis, gold medal winner in the Masters Sprint back in 2019 here at Manchester when he was in the 45-49 age category. Both riders crowding the top of the track here. There is no specification as to where they line up on the start line. Of course, the advantage of being high up is that they can use the banking to roll down into the well of the track. So Einars Kixis needs this one to take it to a decider. Be very aware of the pace that Marcel Laurens brought to the preceding match. Marcel Laurens will improve on his performance from last year regardless of the outcome of this. The worst he can finish is in silver medal position. That will trump his bronze from 12 months ago. Kixis still at the head of this one, looking over his left and then right shoulder. Daring Laurens to make a move. Laurens increases his position in terms of height on the banking. Kixis retains his, just hovering above the sprinter's line. Pace is incremented, still with Kixis on the front. Laurens is going to try and use the height of the banking to his advantage, try and get down onto the wheel of Kixis. Kixis leads across the 200-metre line. Laurens is going to fight now down the back straight. Marcel Laurens of Germany begins to draw level though with Einars Kixis. They are shoulder to shoulder underneath the scoreboard as they come into the finishing straight. Kixis on the inside, Laurens on the outside, and in two straight rides, Marcel Laurens of Germany defeats Einars Kixis for the gold medal. Well, what a great gold medal final that was, and Marcel Laurens told you he was going to improve his position from last year, and he's done the very best. He's taken the gold medal. Silver will go to Einar Kixis. The decision on the bronze, well, that will be determined by the outcome of the third and final match between those two. I think you could say that Marcel Laurens is pretty pleased with that victory, acknowledging the applause of the crowd with a cheery wave as he rolls down the home straight here. And Einar Kixis was very quick to congratulate his opponent on a well-executed sprint victory. So we're going on to the women's team pursuit finals now. And we had a competition earlier in the day, a qualification round, from which we have 3 separate finals according to the age category of the riders involved. So the first final will be the 35 to 44, which the winner will take the gold medal and the loser will be the silver medalist. That will be then followed by the 45-54 final. And the third and final will be the 55 plus. So first on track in the home straight will be the Derby Divas. And their opponents in the back straight will be the Misfits. Well, the Derby Divas were the company of the faster of these two teams in qualification earlier today, posting a time of 5:05.244 versus a 5:12.757 delivered by the Misfits, hence the reason the Derby Divas start in the home straight. $16 laps of the track, 4,000 metres, time taken on the third rider across the line. The gold and silver medal final for the women's team pursuit, 35 to 44. So the home straight team in the gate is Melanie Dobbins, second rider Charlotte Parnham, third rider is Catherine Kirkland, and the fourth rider Alison Favard. And in the back straight for the Misfits in the gate we have Madeline Moore, second rider Matilda Pauls, third rider Clarice Chung, and fourth Louise Haston. The countdown briefly brought to a halt due to a little issue in the back straight by the looks of things. So we're off and counting again. Lineup as just described to you. Well, a slightly hesitant start for the Misfits in the back straight. It was Clarice Chung and Louise Haston slow to lead the line. So they need to catch up with the other two. Better start for Derby Divas in the home straight, and with the better qualification time, that was a delay that the Misfits could do without. But the Both teams now settled into their lineup for this team pursuit, in which the leading rider will do their turn, then swing up and slot into the back of the line. Time at the end of the ride, taking on the third rider across the finish line, so you can afford to drop one rider during the course of the event. The winner of this will be the gold medal winner in the age category 35-44. And second place will be the silver medalists. So that hesitant start from the Misfits is paying the price at the moment. They're more than 2 seconds in arrears behind the Derby Divas. Can they fight back? First kilometre completed. Still plus 2.009 in favour of the Derby Divas. And the fourth rider in the Misfits line, losing a little bit of ground here. Fighting hard to get back on. Still 9 laps to go, so they'd like to keep 4 riders for a little while yet. No such misfortune. Well, I was going to say that, but immediately I do say that. It's a little bit of daylight appearing to the fourth rider in the home straight team as well. In fact, they have dropped the fourth rider, so down to 3. Halfway. Continuing to make swift progress, though. That's Catherine Kirkland has been dropped from the Derby Divas line. And the catch is getting closer here for the Derby Divas. They're in the same straight now as their opponents. Once they reach the rear of the team they're catching, the gun will fire and the race will be over. Victory, of course, for the Derby Divas will be assured. Five laps to go. Catch is almost made. The red flag advising the team being caught to stay down and not to change, but they are caught by the Derby Divas. So the Derby Divas are the winners of the 35-44 team pursuit final. The Misfits team never quite recovering from the delay at the start, where the second 2 riders didn't get away as cleanly as the first 2. And of course that greater pace we saw from the Derby Divas in the qualification round earlier in the day once again reflected in that gold medal final. So onto the age category 45-54, and the teams going to do battle here. In the home straight will be the Braveheart Astars, and their opponents in the back straight will be Northern Connection. So the final underway, the Braveheart Astars represented by Gillian Anderson, who started in the gate. Second rider away was Katrina Hamilton. Third rider Carol Scott and fourth rider Alison Winship. And for Northern Connection in the back straight, gated rider was Rachel Crew, followed by Hazel Wilkinson, Jude Patterson and Elizabeth Wistish. Again, it's the home straight team of the Braveheart Astars who've made the neater getaway from the start line. Took a little while for the Northern Connection to make the connection between all four riders. Now they are taking closer order. Pretty much nothing to choose between them at the moment in terms of pace. Slight advantage perhaps for Northern Connection. Remember, the time is taken on the third rider to cross the line at the completion of the ride. So the lead rider in the Braveheart Astars has gone off the front, which is not helpful. Let's try and keep that line together. Wider spaced, but no particular excessive gaps in the Northern Connection line. Well, they're slightly behind. The Braveheart Astars have jettisoned their fourth rider, so down to 3 with still 11 laps to go. So an early departure for Gillian Anderson, who got them underway swiftly from the starting gate. Her job done. The remaining 3, Katrina Hamilton, Alison Winship and Carol Scott, left to deliver the goods. 10 laps to go. Again, a little bit of consternation in the Northern Connection line as the gaps widen once more. It looks like the Northern Connection will be down to 3 riders as well, as Hazel Wilkinson has lost contact. So it's 3 versus 3 now at the halfway point. So both teams now have to keep all 3 riders together, make sure all 3 finish, unless, of course, the catch happens before that, but pretty evenly matched still here. There was 3 seconds between them in qualification earlier in the day in favour of the Braveheart Astars, who started in the home straight. They are just .032 ahead at the moment of Northern Connection, though. It's a very closely matched contest indeed here in this 45-54 age category. Coach for the Braveheart Astars is being very animated here in the home straight, trying to get a bit more pace out of the team here and try and distance the Northern Connection. The gap is widening though in favour of the Braveheart Astars, so 1 minute, 1.437 seconds now. So the coach's animated imploring to go faster has paid dividends here for the Braveheart Astars. They have upped their pace in the last couple of laps and are now more than 2.5 seconds ahead of their opponents. It's 500 metres to go. So Braveheart Astars look as though they are heading for the gold medal in this age category. They'll get the bell and 1 lap to go this time. The coach may actually be going to run around the track with them for the final lap, already congratulating the other member of the team. And half a lap to go to victory for the Braveheart Stars. They started in the home straight. Here they come to the finish line. They take the victory. A time of 5:08.274 for Braveheart Stars. Gillian Anderson, Katrina Hamilton, Alison Winship and Carol Scott. So one more women's team pursuit final to be completed. This is for the age category 55 plus, and the two teams concerned in this one. So the two teams involved in this final for the 55 plus age category in the home straight will be the Swing Up Sisters, and in the back straight the Barbados Demons. Names to follow. So false start by the team in the back straight. Rider 2 is the culprit. So they'll come back to the line, and the back straight team will have just one more opportunity in this 55 plus final. So let me give the riders a name check, which we didn't have time to do before the start of that one. For the team in the home straight, the Swing Up Sisters, represented by Lynn Biddulph, Janet Birkmeyer, Julie Scales and Lindsay Clark, and the team in the back straight, the Barbados Demons, Karen Brooks, Belinda Wyatt, Janice McWilliam and Paula Fisher. Well, things not going well for the back straight team. False starting, and now Ryder has fallen out of the gate. Well, the decision is, as I mentioned, you only get 2 opportunities to record a time, and unfortunately for the Barbados Demons, with that false start, then the crash of the Ryder, they have used up their opportunities. So the winners of that one, without too much effort being required around the track, are the Swing Up Sisters, Lynn Biddulph, Janet Birkmeyer, Julie Scales and Lindsay Clark. As a consolation, though, for the Barbados Demons, they'll still take a silver medal as second place in the competition. So we move from women's team pursuiting to men's team pursuiting. Age category 65 plus. First we have the battle for the bronze medal, contested between Around the Clock in the home straight and Nottingham Clarion in the back straight. The riders for Around the Clock are Trevor Bradbury, Kevin Hickman, Maurice Lang and Jimmy Rutherford. And in the back straight for Nottingham Clarion, Roger Bevan, Steve Holton, Mike Horseman and Gary Hartles. So the bronze medal final is underway between Around the Clock and Nottingham Clarion. The starting order for Around the Clock, the man in the gate is Kevin Hickman, who led them away. And for Nottingham Clarion, it was Mike Horseman. As the riders line up behind. A good start for both teams here. 16 laps of the track, 4,000 metres, 4 kilometres. In qualification earlier in the day, Around the Clock completed the ride in 5:09.982, and were faster than Nottingham Clarion. They did 5:15.824. Well, work to do here for the Around the Clock team. Nottingham Clarion bringing faster pace to the track from the qualification ride. Of course, the Around the Clock team were faster, hence their start in the home straight. Still all 4 riders for both teams. As ever in team pursuiting, time taken on the third rider across the line. It'll be 1.5 kilometres to go when they reach their home starting stations next time. Still advantage Nottingham Clarion. The gap for Around the Clock try and close, almost 3 seconds. We are now at that 1.5 kilometre to go point. Jimmy Rutherford just glancing across from the front of the line of the Around the Clock riders to see where the opponents are, whether the catch might be looming up before the end of this ride. We might avoid that, but certainly they've got work to do to pick up the pace and match the speed of Nottingham Clarion. So did the Nottingham Clarion boys keep something in reserve for the qualification round this morning, hoping they'd reach the final and then able to deliver the maximum pace? Speculation on my part, who knows, but certainly a better ride than they did in qualification this morning. Around the Clock, though, beginning to chip away at that lead slightly. 1.7 seconds now, the advantage for Nottingham Clarion. So both teams need to focus in on the final 750 metres here. It's a tall order for Around the Clock to get back almost 2 seconds. But they're doing well, 1.3 now, so they've knocked another 4/10 off the lead of Nottingham Clarion. Clarion down to 3 riders, so too Around the Clock. 2 laps to go this time. This is getting close, you know. Just 0.0797 now in favour of Nottingham Clarion. Did they go away too quickly? 3 remaining riders in each team. Absolutely committed to the task at hand now. Just 1 lap to go. The gap now is 0.820, so it's grown slightly. This is going to come right down to the wire, right down to the third man across the line to count here. 0.4 the deficit for around the clock. Here they come towards the finish line. Nottingham Clarion lining up in the back straight, but it looks like around the clock just caught them back in the finish in the home straight. Yes, they did, by 0.092 of a second. The winners of the bronze medal are the team of Around the Clock: Trevor Bradbury, Kevin Hickman, Maurice Lang and Jimmy Rutherford. But gosh, did they have a battle with the Nottingham Clarion. Great ride from Roger Bevan, Steve Holton, Mike Horseman and Gary Hartles. Well, for those of you who are keen collectors of statistics, let me just give you the corrected times for both of those teams. In fact, they are now on the big screen for you. It doesn't change the result, of course. 5:09.617 the time for the third rider of Around the Clock, and 5:09.748 the time for the third rider on Nottingham Clarion. So by just a tenth of a second, less than a tenth of a second, the winners of the bronze medal Around the Clock. From bronze medal final, we move to the battle for gold and silver. This is USA versus Great Britain. Lining up in the home straight, the team of Masters of the Veloverse from the United States of America. And their opponents in the back straight, GBR from, yes, you've guessed it, GBR, Great Britain. So both teams in this gold medal final well underway. The opening couple of laps, Masters of the Veloverse and GBR. Looking back at the qualification times earlier today, Masters of the Veloverse, the only team to beat 5 minutes, actually 4:58.169, and GBR 5:00.048 were the qualification times. So on that form, Masters of the Veloverse are the favourites here, but could go either way, just a small gap between them of less than 2 seconds. Two and a half kilometres to go. GBR with the upper hand currently by 1.66 of a second. little bit of daylight in the middle of the Masters of the Veloverse line there. And they lose their fourth rider. So down to 3 for Masters of the Veloverse. Still 7 laps to go. Still all 4 riders for GBR. But just 0.025 the current advantage for GBR over Masters of the Veloverse. So this could be another very closely run final. This time, of course, the gold and silver medals at stake. And now I think when we see the next time split, you'll find the fortunes have changed in favour of the Masters of the Veloverse. Gradually picking their pace up in the closing stages here. Starting to pull ahead. 2.5 seconds in 2 laps they have gained over GBR. Both teams down to 3 riders now. The Masters of the Veloverse may well be Masters of the Velodrome here as well. Into the same straight as they enter the back straight. Their opponents just leaving at the opposite end. So that's a sure sign things are getting closer. That'll be confirmed by the time on the board as they come through this time. And GBR's deficit now more than 4 seconds. So it looks like the Masters of the Veloverse are on the way to the gold medal here. Both riders into the final lap. And GBR have lost the gap to their third rider. That's a problem for them. Well, able to keep up. Shake of the head there, but here come the Masters of the Veloverse with the gold medal winning performance. 4:48.471. Prior to a correction for the third rider, wasn't much gap between first and third there. A bigger gap though for GBR, but they were outpaced by Masters of the Veloverse in those final laps, and that's a closing kilometre. And Masters of the Veloverse are your gold medal winners. Shannon Fox, Michael Hines, Ed Kissy, David Morgan and Lawrence Nolan. Corrected time for the home straight is 4:48.526, now shown on the scoreboard. Time for GBR, again as shown, 4:54.942. So back to sprinting for the one piece of unfinished business in the men's 50 to 54 sprint bronze medal final between Daniel Ricard of Australia and Ryuji Ichimoto of Japan. And it was Ichimoto who won the first match, but Ricard hit back and won the second. So it will all come down to the third and deciding encounter to see who takes away the bronze medal. So away they go. Ricard has a redraw for the third match. Has taken the inside line. Ryuji Ichimoto of Japan was the winner of the sprint in Los Angeles last year. So the best he can hope for today is a bronze medal, and he has to win this match if he's going to take it. Daniel Ricard being very watchful here. Looking up at Ichimoto, who's occupying the higher position on the track. Underneath the scoreboard they come. Here comes Ichimoto off the wheel of Ricard. They are shoulder to shoulder coming underneath the scoreboard. Ichimoto got the longer run to the line. This is going to be ever so close, you know. Oh, that looks like Ichimoto hit back there against Daniel Ricard. We'll wait for confirmation, and we have got it on the board. Is that Ichimoto of Japan has taken the bronze medal. A great fight by Daniel Ricard of Australia, but in 2 matches to 1. Ryuji Ichimoto of Japan is the bronze medal winner. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the award ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships in Manchester. Award ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships. Men's time trial, age category 55 to 59. The medals and jersey will be presented by Bob Howden OBE, President of British Cycling. In third place and winner of the bronze medal, representing Great Britain, Lee Rowe. In second place and winner of the silver medal, representing France, Frank Calcus. In first place, UCI Masters World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Australia, Chris Murray. Ladies and gentlemen, in honour of our new UCI Masters World Champion, we present the national anthem of Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, your applause for our medalists. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the award ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships in Manchester. awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships. Men's time trial, age category 60 to 64. The medals and jersey will be presented by Bob Howden OBE, President of British Cycling. In third place and winner of the bronze medal, representing Great Britain, Adrian Dent. In second place and winner of the silver medal, representing Australia, Jeff Stoker. In first place, UCI Masters World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Australia, Gary Mandy. Ladies and gentlemen, in honour of our new UCI Masters World Champion, we present the national anthem of Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, your applause for our medalists. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships in Manchester. awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships. Women's team pursuit, age category 35 to 44. The medals and jerseys will be presented by Bob Howden, OBE, President of British Cycling. In second place and winners of the silver medals, representing Great Britain, the Misfits, Clarice Chung, Louise Haston, Madeline Moore, Matilda Pauls. In first place, UCI Masters World Champions and winners of the gold medals, representing Great Britain, Derby Divas, Charlotte Parnham, Alison Favard, Catherine Kirkland, Melanie Dobbins. Ladies and gentlemen, in honour of our new UCI Masters World Champions, we present the national anthem of Great Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, your applause for our medalists. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the award ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships in Manchester. Award ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships. Women's team pursuit, age category 45 to 54. The medals and the jerseys will be presented by Bob Howden, OBE, President of British Cycling. In second place and winners of the silver medals, representing Great Britain, Northern Connection, Rachel Crew, Hazel Wilkinson, Elizabeth Wistish, Sarah Lethwaite and Jude Patterson. In first place, UCI Masters World Champions and winners of the gold medals. Representing Great Britain, Braveheart Astars, Gillian Anderson, Katrina Hamilton, Alison Winship, Carol Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, in honour of our new UCI Masters World Champions, we present the national anthem of Great Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, your applause for our medalists. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships in Manchester. Awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships. Women's team pursuit, age category 55. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships in Manchester. Awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships. Men's sprint, age category 50 to 54. The medals and jersey will be presented by Bob Howden OBE, President of British Cycling. In third place and winner of the bronze medal, representing Japan, Ryuji Ichimoto. In second place and winner of the silver medal, representing Latvia, Ainars Kiksis. In first place, UCI Masters World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Germany, Marcel Lorenz. Ladies and gentlemen, in honour of our new UCI Masters World Champion, we present the national anthem of Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, your applause for our medalists. So the men's individual pursuit, 35-39 finals. This is the bronze medal ride with Adam Brooks of Great Britain versus Ross Taylor of Australia. So 12 laps, 3,000 metres. That's the final for the bronze medal. Adam Brooks recorded 3:47.33 in qualification this morning to put him into this bronze medal final. His opponent Ross Taylor, 3:54.257, so Brooks with the better form for the qualification round. And he also has the upper hand here at the moment, by more than 2 seconds ahead of his opponent. 6 laps, 1.5 kilometres to go when they come around to the starting stations next time. Still advantage Brooks by now 3.351. Almost in the same straight as his opponent. So can Ross Taylor find any reserves of strength to try and hit back against the pace of Adam Brooks? Taylor finding it a little hard to hold a steady line coming out of corner 2. That's the key to fast laps around the track, is to stay as close to the bottom as you can. That black gauge line being the actual 250-metre measurement around the velodrome. Sign of fatigue is when riders begin to lose the ability to stay as close to that line as possible. Adam Brooks doing a better ride here in that respect as well. 5.302 is the evidence of that. So no way back now for Ross Taylor. .500 metres to go. I think Taylor will just about avoid the catch here, but no question that Adam Brooks is riding his way into the bronze medal position in this 35-39 final for the bronze medal. 1 lap to go. Ross Taylor takes the bell in the back straight. Brooks has just half a lap to go. And into the final straight. Adam Brooks of Great Britain will be the winner of the bronze medal. Time 3:48.994. And for Ross Taylor, 4th place in 3:56.705. So we turn our attention now to the gold medal final, and it's an all-British contest, this one. Stuart Gardner will start in the home straight. He took the bronze medal in Los Angeles last year at the World Masters, and his opponent, who will start in the back straight, is Xavier Disley, who is the current British National Masters champion. So the gold medal final gets underway. Stuart Gardner of Great Britain versus Xavier Disley of Great Britain. Gardner's time in qualification earlier today was 3:31.563 and Disley's 3:32.184. So this promises to be quite a closely contested match. Prize at the end, of course, gold medal for the winner. Gardner just marginally ahead after the first 500 metres, 1.042 of a second, so the gap is a little bigger. Separated pretty much by 0.5 of a second in qualification, these two. So it promises to be a closely matched battle, unless, of course, one was keeping a little something in reserve from the qualification round for the final. Dangerous tactic if you don't make the cut, of course, but at the moment it is still Stuart Gardner, the rider in the home straight, who is doing the better work here. 2.249 seconds his advantage. One and a half kilometres to go. Gap still remains at 1.5 seconds in favour of Stuart Gardner. Says that Xavier Disley is upping his pace a little here. In fact, that's confirmed by the time now of 1.2 seconds. So he's beginning to eat into Gardner's lead. The question is he doing it rapidly enough to overhaul him before the completion of this ride? 750 metres remaining. And Disley goes ahead by 0.286 of a second. Well, Xavier Disley has been keeping a little something in reserve here, doing his faster efforts towards the end of the pursuit here. Coach for Stuart Gardner imploring him to put in another kick and try to distance his opponent once more. But it's now Gardner who's being put to the sword by more than 2 seconds by Disley. So the British National Masters champion, Xavier Disley, is on course for a gold medal. Across the line he goes, 3:29.980. And the time for Stuart Gardner, 3:33.976. So the winner of the gold medal is Xavier Disley of Great Britain, beating Stuart Gardner, who will take the silver. And Adam Brooks, the winner of the bronze medal. So we move the age category on to 40 to 44 for the men's individual pursuit here. For the bronze medal first, Adrian Swiderski of Poland will take on his fellow countryman. Swiderski will start in the home straight as the faster qualifier from this morning. And his opponent is Rafał Radziej, also from Poland. So this bronze medal battle between the two Polish riders is underway. They were evenly matched in the qualification round this morning, just in favour of Swiderski, while he started in the home straight. He did a 3:27.166 versus Radziej's time of 3:28.438. Radzij, she's made the fastest start of the two. By 0.8 of a second, he leads. Well, looks like Ryder over there in the back straight, slowing down for some reason. Just made a sign to his coach at the side of the track. Well, Rafał Radzij has slowed right down. Looks like he's about to retire here. Not sure what's going on with Rafał Radzij. He's been caught and passed by Adrian Swiderski. So Swiderski is the bronze medal winner. I was very curious. But, well, Adrian Swiderski won't mind that. He is the winner of the bronze medal. As Rafał Radzij failed to complete the distance. So we move on to the gold and silver medal final, which I suspect might be a little more hotly contested than the bronze medal battle. We have Simon Wilson, who'll be taking the start in the home straight, representing Great Britain, and his opponent in the back straight, also representing Great Britain, will be Scott Burns. Well, just remind you that Simon Wilson established a new World Masters best time in qualification this morning, 3:19.725, beating the previous record held by Benjamin Napple of Australia from back in the championships here in Manchester in 2019. So, already seen a display of Simon Wilson's pursuing form this morning, looking perhaps to try and better that time again here in the final, but of course his main priority is to win the gold medal. His opponent, Scott Burns, the current British National Masters champion, recorded a time of 3:26.389 earlier today. So understandably, Simon Wilson will start as the favourite here, the World Masters best time and the fastest qualifier from this morning. Both riders sporting those very distinctively shaped aerodynamic helmets. Certainly proved effective for Scott Burns at the National Masters, and of course Simon Wilson this morning posting that new World Masters best. Burns has made the fastest start here. He's conscious of the fact that Wilson outpaced him based on the times from the qualification earlier today. Perhaps the tactic for Scott Burns is trying to catch Simon Wilson in the early stages. So I think he may perhaps be rethinking that tactic on the hoof here. So the halfway point reached here. Well, in fact, the first kilometre, I should say, so 3,000 metres, of course, for this age category. So, indeed, the first kilometre, and it is still Burns by 2.076, but safe to say he has slowed down somewhat noticeably. I am advised that if the catch happens in favour of Simon Wilson, he'll be continuing to try and establish yet another new World Masters best time. Scott Burns has changed into a lower gear, I think is the safest way to describe this. discretion being the better part of valour, so he's steadied his ship now. But his deficit is 2.419 in favour of Simon Wilson in the home straight. The point where the catching rider enters the back straight just as his opponent is leaving it at the other end. Simon Wilson focusing in on his target here. So the gun will fire when the catch is made, but Wilson will continue. It's gold medal for Simon Wilson, catching Scott Burns. And now Wilson continues, trying to better his time from earlier today. Plenty of support for him in the crowd here to see if he can once again post a new best time. So Simon Wilson under the scoreboard, he'll have just one lap to go this time. .319 was his time in qualification. A new World Masters best time, 3:19.725. Second pursuit ride in the day. Doesn't favour posting another record, but he's not far off, you know. Just outside, 3:20.207. But that's the second beating of the old record in the day for Simon Wilson. But his first time of the day will stand as the new World Masters best time. But regardless of all of that, here's the man who takes the gold medal. Simon Wilson for Great Britain is your gold medal winner. Scott Burns takes the silver, and Adrian Swiderski of Poland wins the bronze medal. So 2 more events on track to round off our competition for today. Don't forget we've got the victory ceremonies upcoming for these individual pursuit matches, but our next order of business is the men's individual pursuit age category 45 to 49, the bronze medal final. First to be contested, Rob West of Great Britain will start in the home straight, and Ludovic Montursi of France starts in the back straight. So timing is running despite the lack of information currently on the scoreboard. 4 seconds separated these two in qualification earlier today in favour of the British rider Rob West. His time was 3:26.923 versus Ludovic Montursi's time of 3:30.486. So we'll have to do this by visual cue here, and I can say that it's officially pretty close at the moment. Montursi of France in the dark blue with the white and red stripes, and West in the black with the cyan band down the back of his jersey. So after the opening kilometre, the time for Rob West is 1:12.921 and Ludovic Montursi 1:13.466. So advantage West at the end of the first 4 laps. Looks as Montursi is starting to hit back now. But West still has a small advantage. This one could go right down to the wire, I think. That 4-second gap we saw in qualification earlier today may be deceptive, but of course, still possible one of these riders could lose momentum in the closing stages. Still 1 kilometre to go. So West still ahead of Montursi by just about a second. Two laps remaining. Rob West of Great Britain. You can see the gap on the track now as you glance across the pursuit lines. Work to do for Ludovic Montursi if he's to secure the bronze medal. Gap is still eminently closable though. But as West goes through to start his final lap, Montursi is still behind by a similar margin than the last couple of passages down the back straight, so it looks as though Rob West is going to line up here for a bronze medal victory in this final. Exactly what he does. So Rob West takes the bronze medal for Great Britain. So the times recorded 3:28.985 to deliver the bronze medal for Rob West, and 3:30.269 the time for Ludovic Montursi of France.
I've got talking heads on full blast. The focus, I've tried to focus it on the Manchester side, and it still looks really bad when it's on the back end, but then it comes back nicely here. Yeah. Is that okay? Or, yeah.
Well, I think that's just what it does when you're moving the camera speed like that.
Fair enough.
So I think when we're moving down there from your movement, it's always good to keep it focused. I kind of just picking up off shots and looking.
It's the last one, you know, it's the...
So time for the gold medal battle in this men's individual pursuit, age category 45 to 49. Starting in the home straight, representing Great Britain will be Joel Stewart, and his opponent in the back straight for New Zealand is Chris Allington. So again, we'll give you the kilometre splits as they occur during the course of the ride. No information on the scoreboard, unfortunately, but we shall see what develops over the next 12 laps of the track. Joel Stewart's qualification time this morning was 3:29.53, and Chris Allington's 3:21.173. So the current advantage for Allington, 1.7 seconds. Approaching completion of the opening kilometre now. So completion of the opening kilometre saw a time of 1:11.244 for Chris Allington in the back straight for New Zealand, and Joel Stewart 1:12.409 for Great Britain in the home straight. It's 0.7 of a second separate them now, so Stewart starting to fight back here against Allington. Gap down to 0.5 of a second. By a tenth of a second each time round, the gap closes. 0.4 now. And it's 0.3, so Joel Stewart gradually clawing his way back into this gold medal final. So 0.2 of a second almost in favour of Chris Allington as they came through. But Joel Stewart certainly putting in a strong performance in the closing stages. Can he overhaul his opponent in the final run to the line? We've got 500 metres remaining. Riders come to the starting station. Stewart is there first, so now he is ahead of Allington. 0.7 of a second in favour of the rider in the home straight, Joel Stewart of Great Britain. Bell this time. Stewart is there first. Joel Stewart. It's going to be close, but I think close enough. Half a lap away. Stewart still with the advantage. Under the scoreboard for the final time. And across the line to collect the gold medal for Joel Stewart of Great Britain. And silver will go to Chris Allington of New Zealand. So confirmation of that gold medal winning performance for Joel Stewart. 3:22.933 was his time, and the time for Chris Allington of New Zealand, 3:24.891. So please do stay with us. We will be having the victory ceremonies for each of those men's individual pursuit competitions in just a few moments' time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships in Manchester. Award ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships. Men's individual pursuit, age category 35 to 39. The medals and jersey will be presented by Bob Howden, OBE, President of British Cycling. In third place and winner of the bronze medal, representing Great Britain, Adam Brooks. In second place and winner of the silver medal, representing Great Britain, Stuart Gardner. In first place, UCI Masters World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Great Britain, Xavier Disley. Ladies and gentlemen, in honour of our new UCI Masters World Champion, we present the national anthem of Great Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, your applause for our medalists. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships in Manchester. Awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships. Men's individual pursuit, age category 40 to 44. The medals and jersey will be presented by Bob Howden, OBE, President of British Cycling. In third place, and winner of the bronze medal, representing Poland, Adrian Swiderski. In second place, and winner of the silver medal, representing Great Britain, Scott Burns. In first place, UCI Masters World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Great Britain, Simon Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, in honour of our new UCI Masters World Champion, we present the national anthem of Great Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, your applause for our medalists. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships in Manchester. Awards ceremony of the 2023 UCI Masters Track World Championships. Men's individual pursuit, age category 45 to 49. The medals and jersey will be presented by Bob Howden, OBE, President of British Cycling. In third place, and winner of the bronze medal, representing Great Britain, Rob West. In second place and winner of the silver medal, representing New Zealand, Chris Allington. In first place, UCI Masters World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Great Britain, Joel Stewart. Ladies and gentlemen, in honour of our new UCI Masters World Champion, we present the national anthem of Great Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, your applause for our medalists. So that concludes the action on day 2 of the 2023 UCI World Masters Track Cycling Championships. Congratulations to all of our riders for a great day's racing. More action to come tomorrow when we move into day 3, Monday, and the start time of 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Until then, from all of us here at the UCI World Masters Track Cycling Championships, the National Cycling Centre, a very good night.